Hey everybody, I'm the Lunchbox, and this is Movie Battles. Today we're going to be talking about Logan. So get ready for a bunch of schnick schnick. Wolverine action is on its way. Uh, Super excited for this film. I'm a couple hours away from going to actually see it. So I'm just going to talk about what I'm thinking is going to happen in the movie, what I'm expecting, what I'm hoping for, those kind of things. How I feel after seeing the trailers and what have you. So, first off, this one's directed by James Mangold. He directed Wolverine, Walk the Line, and 310 to Yuma. That's probably the ones that he's most noted for. Good director. I like those films. He's done a good job so far. I like his camera style, anyways. Apparently, this is going to be the last time that Hugh's reprising his role as Wolverine or Logan. So we'll see what happens with that. He's done a great job. I can't really see anybody else doing it. I don't know if they're going to get other people to do it or if they're just going to end it for a while and then see what happens down the road or what. Other actors in the film, we got Patrick Stewart coming back as Professor X. We got Daphne Keane playing Laura, who is X-23 in the comics. If you don't know who she is, she's a badass chick. It's going to be really cool. Hope that she ends up being the new Wolverine as they kind of did in the comic books. Maybe they'll set it up like that. Not too sure. We got Stephen Merchant that is in it, which is kind of a weird thing. And there's a couple MMA guys in the film. You got Keith Jardine, and you have Krzysztof Sosinski. I'm probably slaying that name, but yeah, they're both in there. I've seen both of those guys fight in the UFC. We'll see how they do. They should be pretty good action-wise. They're playing a couple Reavers, which is the main enemies in this film. So, from what I know, is that this film is going to be more based on the Old Man Logan comics, which are some of my favorite runs of the series. It's now in the comics. It's set in the future, way in the future, and Wolverine killed all the X-Men. So one of the psychic mutants made him believe that all his friends were the biggest enemies, and he went berserk and killed them all, and then found out that it was actually, his friends that he was killing. Don't know if that's what they're doing in this one. I don't think that's the way they're setting it up for the film. I'm okay with that. They don't need to do that way. I'm okay with sticking with comic book lines, but not necessarily having to stick with them. I'm not one of those pure guys that gets pissed off about it. As long as the movie is good, the movie's good. So, apparently the description of the film, I'm going to read this the way it is off of IMDb. It is, so it's set in the near future. A weary Logan cares for an alien Professor X in a hideout on the Mexican border. But Logan's attempts to hide from the world and his legacy are upended when a young mutant arrives being pursued by dark forces. That young mutant being Laura, aka X-23. So excited to see her. I love the little bits that I've seen so far in the trailers. Her origin. She's a badass. In the comic books, it's a little different. She is a clone of Wolverine. I don't know if that's what this one's going to be about. And she had a really shitty upbringing. Basically raised in a facility, treated like garbage to be an assassin killer. I believe they bred her to kill Wolverine, Logan. But I don't know. I can't remember that for sure. Cool character. Really excited to see it. See if they're going to have her foot claws. I haven't seen that in the trailer yet. I just know that she does in the comics. I do hope they have that part from the comics. Like I said, it doesn't have to be pure, but that I hope they have. So what I'm expecting from this film is it's going to be a good action film. I hope they set up X-23's franchise like the comic books. I hope that does happen. It's iconic Logan, right? So the Old Man Logan stuff is so iconic, and he's been the iconic version of it. it should be good. I also think in this film, his powers are dwindling now that he's a lot older. He's not he can't heal as quickly. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, for some of my predictions, first of all, this is going to be a grittier film for sure than the other Wolverines that we've seen and the other X-Men ones that we've seen. It's post-apocalyptic world, I believe, which is from the comics. It is. The Reavers give that Mad Maxy feel, so we'll see. Some of the other things with Wolverine films in the past, they've been hit or miss. I shouldn't even say that. Really, they've been good up until the final boss enemy, and they fucked those up both times. In Wolverine Origins, I thought it was a great film, right up until they ruined Deadpool. And with Wolverine, that was a great film, right up until they mechanized the Silver Samurai. I don't know why they did that. They didn't need to do that. I think that was stupid. I hate when they mechanize things like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when they mechanized Shredder. Stupid. I hated that. I don't know what's with this mech thing that they're doing lately. Hopefully that doesn't happen in this film. I hope that they get the bad guys correctly. I don't know who the main bad guy is. It looks like it's going to be the Reavers, and that's what we got to worry about. But I don't know. The trailers hasn't even presented somebody else that I would think it was. With predictions, I think they're going to kill Logan off in this one. The comics they did, and they did it really good. I enjoyed the way they killed him off. I think that they're going to do that in this film. Don't necessarily hope they do, but I kind of hope they do. I think that it'd be a good send-off for it to have him killed off. So we'll see if that's what happens. Other things that I'm kind of looking for, and now the director says that there's no cutscene, but I think that's a lie and trying to push it off to the side. I think it's going to get taken over by Deadpool at the end. I'm hoping that the cutscene is Deadpool, because we're not going to get a Deadpool Wolverine film, at least with Logan anyways, or with Hugh Jackman playing him. So I'd really like to see Deadpool make an appearance, just make fun of it or whatever. That's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen. We'll see. I'm excited for it, like I said. This should be a good film. I like the fact that it's going to be an R-rated film. That's wicked. Deadpool made that possible. Although I think Blade was rated R too, but it didn't do nearly as well as Deadpool did. So now they got an R-rated Wolverine, the way he should be, because he's a total badass. And from what I've gathered, is he actually goes full berserker mode. And if you don't know anything about comics, that's when he goes completely crazy and just slaughters people. So, yeah, it's going to be great. I like the R rating for this. Good timing for it as well. A good one to say goodbye to him is to have it R-rated. Other than that, pretty much covered what I think of the film, what I'm expecting from the film. So, in the meantime, I'm going to put up the trailer again. And once the trailer's done, I'll be back and I'll tell you what I thought of the movie. Well, I'm back. So, first thing I want to say is don't wait for a cutscene at the end of the movie. It's not a spoiler. Just saving you some time. You don't have to wait. There is nothing. Now to the film. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was definitely a different feel to the movie than any of the other superhero style films out there so far. It was gritty like I thought it was going to be. Lots of blood. Lots of blood. Crazy amount of action. Definitely earned that R rating with some of the really cool kills and deaths. And yeah, he went berserk a couple times. Did a really good job in it. Professor X, Patrick Stewart, did a phenomenal job. Totally different Professor X than we've seen in the past, that's for sure. Really good. Enjoyed it. Laura X-23, the girl playing her, did a fantastic job, especially in the moments where she had to display her rage. It was intense. She was definitely like a wild animal during those sections. Well, really like that. I don't know if I would have gone with Stephen Merchant. It's not that he did bad. It's just not that type of character, but it was all right. I guess that would be probably the only negative. I'm sure there's going to be tons of people coming up with some things for plot holes and shit like that, but I didn't see any. I was along for the ride. I thought the plot made total sense. It carries right through the film. There's nothing that throws you off, anyways, right away. Immediately for me, anyways. Good soundtrack, decent soundtrack. Uh, Great camera work. I thought it was a great film. Really, really good. And actually a little bit more touching in spots than I thought it was going to be. Once again, like I said, the action was phenomenal. Really good. You get to see what Wolverine would be like to his full badassum. Yeah. So, if you were thinking about going to this film, I'd say go to it. I think it's worth the money at the theaters if you like action films, if you like any of the superhero kind of films. Yeah, you'll definitely like it. I think they used a little bit because they referenced a movie in it, Shane, which is an old Western film. And I'll have to take a look back. It's been a while since I've seen that film. But I actually think they took a lot of the plot line from it. Not necessarily like the exact plot line, but some of the feelings for it. So, yeah, really good. Check it out. Please like and subscribe right now because I'm going to go on and do some spoilers. Before I do that, I just want to say thank you for watching again. Please like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you think of the movie, what you thought of the movie, what you thought of the other movies for X-Men. Tell me what you want to see next. Yeah, it was really good. So without further ado, I'm going to move on to some spoilers. So, right away. Now, I said there's no cutscene at the end. It's because they fucked us, and they put the cutscene at the very beginning of the film. And it was a Deadpool cutscene. Fantastic. Looks like they're showing off ideas for Deadpool 2 and doing a little bit of humor. It was really funny to start off. Really, really good. Making fun of Superman as well. So, yeah, check that out. Really good. Further on, it doesn't tell you how all the mutants died. It seems like this doctor did it. But I think Professor X killed the X-Men. I don't know that for sure because it doesn't come out and say it, but it definitely gives you that feel. Something happened at the school, and he's really sorry and sad about it. So, yeah. Another spoiler for you. X-Men. Professor X, he dies. Which makes sense since the film is set sometime after 2024 because they mentioned the car age is 2024 and clearly it could have been a little bit older, so I don't know what year it is, but I know it's past that. So he would be super old, like ridiculously old. What else? Wolverine does die, which I think is great. I think they set it up a little bit for hopefully a New Mutants movie coming up. I think that'd be great, and it looks like that's what they're setting it up for. And Laura, aka X-23, is probably going to be the leader of that. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm hoping that's what happens. The main bad guy in the end is Wolverine. So it looks like they did a clone. And I don't remember this in the comic books anywhere. I know there's been plenty of clones in X-Men and clones from his DNA, but usually it's someone completely different. This one was a full-out younger version of Wolverine without, I guess, the sense. It's like if he was full berserker mode the entire time. Full of rage. Constantly. So, he was a badass villain. And I thought they did a really great job and set it up perfectly for how they end him. Pretty much set that up right at the beginning of the film, which I kind of thought that's how they were going to go with it. I also knew that as soon as they show that they inject the guy with his green goo, I'm like, oh, Wolverine's going to get that, and he's going to go on. For a little bit, I thought they might have made it cure him and actually make him live on. I'm glad they didn't do that. I feel like he should be dead. I think that's the best way to end this. But yeah, great film, guys. Go check it out. I enjoyed myself. I think it was worth the money to go to the theaters for. I'm excited. I'll probably pick up this one on Blu-ray afterwards as well. Yeah. Excellent film. All right, guys. Thanks again. Like I said before, like and subscribe if you feel the need to. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time at the next movie.